My coverage of Computex 2019 was made possible by MSI and Rebel Tech. Get your own MSI laptop from Rebel Tech, whether it's for gaming, content creation, or even heavy workstation applications. There is one that will fit all your needs. So dropping by the Corsair suite, Corsair showed off some of their latest products. Now, even before Computex 2019, Corsair did announce their all new Iron Claw wireless and then also their Glaive Pro. So that wasn't really announced at Computex, but what they did show off, which was their big reveal, was their HydroX series, a custom water cooling. So their HydroX series is going to be for people who want to create their own custom loop in their system. We do have the likes of EK and Thermal Take. There's a few others as well, but those are probably the two main ones. And now Corsair is getting into that market as well. Now, getting into all of the parts for their HydroX series, we do first have the CPU block, which is going to be the XC7 and XC9. So the 7 is for the 1151 socket and the AM4 socket, both for Intel and AMD. And then the CX9 is for the larger 2066 and TR4 sockets, so your Threadrippers and your i9s and so on. Now, they both look pretty much identical with this cool design. You can see through the top, and of course you do have 16 beautiful addressable RGB LEDs. But the biggest difference between those two is that the XC7 has more than 60 high efficiency micro fins, while the XC90 has more than 70. So that is going to help out with the larger chipset. Now, as for the pump, you do get the XD5 pump, which features the outstanding D5 PMW pump, which I'm not too big into water cooling, but I know that the D5 is a very well-known pump, so that is really cool. The pump does hold up to 330 millimeters of liquid. It has an included temperature sensor and will be easy to install with its 120 millimeter fan mount. Of course, there has to be RGB, so you do get 10 addressable RGB LEDs shining in from the top, so you don't really see them when looking at your system, just see all shiny RGB. Moving on to the GPU blocks, you get the XG7 block, which uses nickel-plated copper connections and does include thermal pads. Now, these GPU blocks aren't going to work on every single GPU. It's mostly going to be on reference cards and then also on newer versions. So they're not really going to work on a lot of the 10 series cards and a lot of the AMD cards. So far, what we know is that it's going to work on Vega 64. It's going to work on a 1080 Ti reference card, a 2080, and then also a 2080 Ti reference. You will get a mini 2070 as well for a compact system, but that is pretty much it. It's not going to work for a 2060s or a large 2070 card. Also, apparently, there's going to be a larger GPU block, which is mostly aimed for the Asus Strix cards, which they usually are a bit bigger, so that is there for them as well. A nice inclusion with the GPU block is that you do get an included back plate, which you don't always get, so that is a nice inclusion. And of course, don't forget, you are going to get 16 addressable RGB LEDs on the GPU block itself. As for the radiator, it does go up from a single rad to a quad rad, and of course it's going to differ in thicknesses as well. For the tubes, you're going to get them either in a 12mm or 14mm variant, and then also in soft or hard tubing, whatever you want to go for. Then for the liquids, we have a new non-corrosive liquid, which is just going to increase the longevity of the liquid and not damage any of the parts, which sometimes does happen with bad ones. For the colors, you'll be able to get them out in blue, green, red, purple, and then clear. Then next up we have all of the fittings. So Corsair partnered up with Bits of Power to supply all of the fittings. So you will get them in a bunch of different colors, in different angles. If you want to go hard tubing but you don't want to bend your tubes, you're not sure your skills are up to notch, then you can get a 90-degree angles, stuff like that. There's going to be a plenty that you can choose from. Also, so far, all of these parts is going to be individually purchased. There's no word yet on if it's going to be exclusive, or if there's going to be kits really. If you want to, don't worry about anything, you want to buy a single kit with most of the parts and possibly get some discount on that. There's no word if that's going to be an option yet, but hopefully in the future that will be an option, especially for somebody who is entirely new to custom water cooling. I just want a fixed box without needing to worry about anything. But luckily, Corsair did also show off their new liquid cooling loop builder in their website, which does look really cool. So you go into the website, you select all of your parts, your case, your GPU, if you want to overclock both your CPU or GPU, and then they will recommend all of the parts you would need. So it's really simple. You can do it on their website. I'm not sure if it's already available for the public, but they did showcase it at their suite. Then finally, just for pricing, they didn't exactly say what the pricing will be for all of the parts, but they did say it's going to be the same price or even cheaper as EK parts, but you will get some parts extra, for example, mountings and fittings, stuff like that, where you usually with EK have to buy them extra. So you do save a few bucks there, even though it might be the same price. So that was Corsair's HydroX series custom water cooling. It does look quite cool. Hopefully we can check it out in the near future. I still want to build a custom water cooling system for myself. So this might actually be something to look at. So that's pretty much it. A big thanks to MSI and Rebeltech for sending me over to Computex in 2019. I'll leave links in the video description for all of them, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll check all of you next time. Cheers, guys.